at really a couple knives, but they're slightly different, but they're in the same series of knife. And this is going to be from CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool. And it's mostly going to be on this. It's their little minimalist. Okay, this is my old one. And I go through one of these, I don't know, every once in a while. I wear this on my belt at work, and I'm a contractor, so I do a lot of scraping, paint off tile, stucco off concrete, concrete chips. I mean, I abuse this knife to no end. This knife has no point other than to make my day easier at work, and it's a scraper tool, a putty knife. It's almost never a knife. And I'm just amazed actually at how well these things hold up for what they are. So this has got, the blade on this is 2 inches, and it has 5CR15 MOV steel, which is some Japanese copy steel that gets decent ratings, but not great ratings. They say it's not that hard, doesn't hold an edge. Well, I'll tell you, when I sharpen this, and right now it's dull because it's been about 2 weeks since I sharpened it, and I've been using it at work. Let's see if we can get a little, I don't know if I'll be able to get this to show with the little bit of imprint there. We'll see it on the new one. I'm totally amazed at how well it holds an edge actually. So here's another version of it, and I don't have, this is like a Bowie knife. And I usually wear this more like not at work if I'm changing. And it's nice, and these blades come just like all of theirs. This one's been sharpened, but they're razor sharp. They make, their knives come very, very sharp. And I'll show you a brand new one in the box in just a minute, but just to give you an idea, I didn't bring the, because it's attached to my belt. I wear it horizontally on the first loop on my left side so that I can draw with my right hand if I need it. And usually I have my shirt untucked so you don't even notice this thing sitting there. At the most, every once in a while you'll see this dipping down. The retention on there, these little sheaves are great. I have no issues with them. I mean, but what my problem is, so if you look at the edge of this blade, as you grind this blade down, this little piece here that actually makes a good chunk of the retention up starts to get, the blade gets above it, and it's hard to see. So you end up with this like step right here, and then if you go to scrape, this is holding you up, and you're not really doing what you want to do. So a lot of times I'll end up in, I don't think I've scraped this one off yet. You end up having to actually grind this down a little bit to make this level again. And that starts limiting the retention. And I lost one of these once. I don't know how many I've had, but I probably wore this on my belt the last 4 years. And one just completely slipped out. I ground it down so much. So let's take a look at one in a box. So here's a brand new one, and actually it's going to be the replacement for this one. And I also have one on one of my day bag too, because I think it's a decent little backup survival knife. This is not my daily carry knife. My daily carry actual knife that I use as a knife is a Kershaw blower. And I've carried one of those for years. And actually I have one, I thought I had lost it, and I knew there was no way I could have done that, and it was, I finally found where it was, an original version of it, because they actually changed a little bit of the design of how the blade, the printing on the blade is. The actual knife is the same, but it varied in the original runs of the knife. So you get a little pamphlet in the box. I'm just going to open it up. Shows you just, you know, how to make their little survival bracelet, whatever they're trying to sell. But Comes with a little belt loop. And you can set this up to either go this way. If you set it up this way though, if I remember, yeah, just like that. So you could have the knife set up either horizontal or vertical on your belt, depending on how you like it. I actually have it, you know, so basically I can draw a cross and pull it straight out. And it's somewhat crazy, but I've been to a few concerts where people keep throwing like beach balls at you and stuff, and it gets kind of annoying. And when a beach ball hits the ground, if you accidentally poke this into a beach ball, it doesn't go around too many more times. So here's how a new one comes. It's got a nice, it's set up as actually a neck knife. The only thing I don't like is I really think, even though that pulls pretty easy. It's got a fair amount of retention, but it pulls pretty easy. You want to make sure anything that you put around your neck will pull off without having to come over your head. They have some really nice snap locks that work really, really good. You got to be careful of some of these. Some of these are, you'll choke out before this knife comes off. All right, just a little point there. So let's look at this. I mean, the whole setup is just, their craftsmanship is right there. Their quality is right there. Great sheaths. And here's what a brand new one looks like. It's hard to see. One day I'm going to get a different camera. This does not want to focus in the low level. But just out of the box, let's take a look at it. And you can't ask for more than that. That's just nice. And if I hit this just really lightly on a ceramic rod, it would split hair. I mean, there's no burrs, there's nothing on that blade. That blade is just really, really nice. And just to give you an idea, let's see if we can even see the difference. It's hard to tell. You can see here on the tip how the tip's gotten worn up a little bit. I try to keep it straight, but it's really hard to do at times because I'll sharpen it today, and tomorrow first thing I'm doing, I'm chipping up concrete. Yeah, should you use your knife for concrete? No, but that's what this tool is actually for on my belt. But it's got a nice thick blade. I've never had an issue with the knife. And as long as you're not whittling down this point right here, these things, this is a really solid engagement. No noise. I'm not squeezing on it. We can't ask for more than that. But you can see right here where that piece slits into. That's really, as you start narrowing this down, you start losing that engagement point. And that's why when you start cutting these here to make the blade flat with it, average person is never ever going to burn their knife up like this. What I do in a week is a year's worth of normal warrior and tear on a knife, if that. So I highly recommend this knife. It works great. You know, if this was your only everyday carry, I think this would be a great knife too. I want a very sharp knife for cutting boxes or whatever, tie straps. But I also need one that I can use as a scraper, and I'm not going to use my blur to scrape concrete and drywall and paint and build homes with. This one, yeah, it's built many homes. It's built a few box stores. All right, you know the rules. If you have any questions, let me know. Glad to answer whatever I can. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you're subscribed, thank you. If you're not, please do. And have a great day.